I'm your host, Cody Thomas. Today we got a very special episode. One of the biggest names in the class of 2028 and one of the biggest stories in high school basketball this summer. ESPN four-star guard Jordan Mitchell has officially announced his transfer from Louisville Male High School to national powerhouse Link Academy in Branson, Missouri, where he'll compete against some of the best players in the country every single day. But recruiting decisions like this don't happen overnight, and they certainly are made by one person. Jordan today is his father, Carlos Mitchell. Tonight we're going to just talk about behind the scenes of this decision, the conversations, the sacrifices, the recruiting process, the family perspective, Jordan's goals, and what's next for one of the nation's elite young guards. Jordan and Carlos, thank you for joining my guys.
Thank you for having us.
No, definitely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, man, super excited to have you guys on. Like I said, I caught the news today and like big decision, guys. Jordan, man, first of all, congratulations. This has been one of the biggest recruiting stories in the country, man. I've been working with you guys, you know, for I don't know about a year or so. But how does it feel now that the announcement's finally public?
It feels good. It gives you definitely a relief off your chest. We've been holding on to this for like a week now. Made the decision at Peach that I'm ready to make the next step. So just getting it out to the public is kind of it's very relieving.
So take us back to the beginning. When did Link Academy first become a realistic option?
Realistic option probably Pangos when I went to Pangos camp. Well, the story goes back farther before Pangos, but that's when someone that was recruiting me actually got the job at Link Academy. So that's when it started becoming an option.
Carlos, when Jordan first mentioned leaving home for a national prep school, what went through your mind as a father?
A lot of things. I mean, I wear a lot of hats. So, from being a trainer to a coach, his coach to his dad, his psychiatrist, a lot went through my mind just because he's my son. So, talking about leaving home, I mean, normally you get ready for a decision like that when it's college. But I think he's a special young man, special talent, and so sometimes with opportunities like that for players, you got to do it sooner than later, right? And so, I mean, a lot went through my mind. Honestly, me and his mom. I mean, that's something we had a conversation about. Quite a bit of times. I mean, and actually, he had an opportunity to possibly leave last year, this past season, and again, we just felt like he wasn't ready yet. One, just as a player. Two, sometimes you want to hang on to your baby a little bit longer, right? And so, I mean, Jordan, making this decision of him wanting to go and make his talents fly across the nation. As a parents, we're pretty excited for that. But as any parent would be, we're excited, but also nervous too. With your child leaving home. But I think he's ready for the task and he's ready for the challenge.
Was there ever a point you ever thought maybe he's better off staying home?
One, well, first and foremost, shout out to Coach Tim Hayworth, man. What a great coach, man. I told him plenty of times. I said, if Jordan's in the state of Kentucky, he'll be playing for Tim Hayworth at Louisville Male. He's just a really good coach, man, and he loves the kids and things he do for the kids. I got to shout him out. Um, but I told him, if Jordan ain't playing for him, he'd be playing for me because, of course, I'd be a head coach. And so, I mean, I've had opportunities before. I just chose not to and kind of focus on Jordan. But I mean, Mel's a great school. Like, locally, I think Mel's the top of the cream of the crop. But I think for Jordan, this decision wasn't specifically about a school. I think it's about his development and where he wanted to do and challenging himself. So, as a father, me and his mom, we're big on trying to support Jordan as best we can to make, any decision we make it collectively. It's not a one decision. And we talked about it for times. And as he mentioned, we was at Peach, and I mean, again, he played on a fractured toe in Peach Gym in Vegas and in Augusta Live, and he's putting up big time numbers still. When a lot of kids would sit out, right, and not be performing at their best, and when Jordan did that, just as a father, man, I'm like, man, this kid, I knew he was special, but I mean, he's even more special, and he's been around the game for a long time. As you can see behind me, like, I mean, he's ready for the occasion. So that's just how it is. I mean, like I said, Louisville Mel's a great school, but I knew, especially from this past season, like the things he was doing. And as a freshman, I mean, you got to think about it. He was an eighth grader at one point in time coming in from an eighth grade game. We was playing in the Keenan of Bluegrass, and I think it kind of hit me then. We was playing the Keenan of Bluegrass, and he came from eighth grade game, and he was going against Trent Noah. And when he checked in, coming from eighth grade game, we was looking for guys to step up to the challenge. And as an eighth grader, he was a little chubbier than what he is now. He was like a little shorter, but he's like,
No,
yo,
I
I do it.
wasn't. No, I wasn't. No,
Oh,
I
okay,
wasn't.
okay. I'm
Because
sorry. I
that's
didn't
when
mean
I
to
got
say that.
sick. That's when I got
Okay,
sick.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell people that. But looking at his dynamics versus Trent Noah, who's a great player. I love the kid. I love his family. His coaching at Harlan County. I mean, he did a great job with him. Me and him are cool. He went in and stepped into the challenge. I mean, he held Trent Noah to a low number as an eighth grader, and then he gave out 15 points against a team like that. And I just knew right then, I said, man, this kid's special. Not just because he's my son, I played the game, so I know what that looks like. And right then, as you say, freshman year, he averaged 16 carrying the team. Cole Ealing went down. Unfortunately, we would love to have him. He went down, and Jordan kind of stepped up to the plate and took on the challenge for Coach Hayworth and averaged 16, led the team to a great season. And then sophomore year, you see what he did. And so, again, he's just a special talent.
Jordan, what made you believe this was the right move instead of staying at Louisville Male?
I'd say definitely playing on the national schedule. Playing on a year round. I go from national for high school, and then I'll be playing national for Nike UIBL. But if I would have stayed at Male, I would have been probably 9 months playing like local talent when I could be competing nationally. And a lot of rooms I stepped in, and people I've talked to in high places have told me like, if you want to see like the growth in myself, going prep's probably the best option. So where I'm playing on the national schedule, playing against the people that's going to Duke, Kentucky, playing against them every day, I have no choice but to get better.
So why Link Academy, man? There's several, great prep schools around the country. What separated Link Academy from everyone else?
I would say how big it felt like they was welcome me into like their home. Like I'm a part of their family, so that's big. I'm big with that. Just making the vibe feel like family. Like it's bigger than basketball. They try to help me become a better man too.
Yeah, I remember we've had a few interviews, and the first thing you usually say is the culture. The family like culture is huge for you, and they always want to make you feel like you're the guy. Uh, can you talk about the coaching staff, competition development there, man?
The development, I know that's going to be good. We got our head coach actually coached 20 pros, including like Tristan Thompson, Coach Mike Pep. That's his name. He came from, was it Finland? That
Finley
Finland.
Prep. Finley
Finley
Prep.
Prep. He
Yeah.
won 3 Geico Nationals. So he don't. He said when he seen me, he came to like all my games in Vegas. When he seen me, like it reminded him. I reminded him of like his former pros that he had. So that's a good quote. And then I got LaFonso Ellis that I'm gonna be working with a lot when it comes to working out and stuff. His dad played in the NBA. He played basketball too. I'm gonna be working out with them. And then Andrew, right, the strength coach, dad.
Adam.
Adam, the strength coach.
Carlos, man, parents evaluate things, differently than players. What impressed you the most of Link?
I'll be honest with you. I've heard of Link and I've heard a million things. I was unfamiliar with Link. So for me, it was like, as a parent, if I'm gonna leave my child somewhere, I want to make sure he's in, I guess, the best place possible. I mean, the safety wise, I think it's superb. On Instagram, you see, they had a guy. I forgot his name, but he's like a big streamer or a big social media guy, and he labeled Lincoln like as one of the top 5 places to be as a prep school of just safety, great campus, and more. So I was unfamiliar with it, but then I got there, and man, you just learn so much. And the funny part is, I played as a college athlete at Branson, Missouri, is where it's located. I played there for my national tournament for 3 years, and so it was kind of like home for me in the state, because I played there for 3 years, right? And I'm just like, yo, this is it's in the middle of nowhere. So it's in the middle of nowhere. So, but again, to me, for a basketball guy, I mean, Jordan can just focus on developing, getting better, and enjoying the game he loves, while also getting his academics, because they have a good setup for academics as well for any young high school athlete to get ready for the next level. And so for me, I mean, the coach, I mean, learning more about him, I do thorough research with everything. I don't just go into a situation, it's it got to make sense for me. And so, again, as Jordan told you, the assistant coach was, highly about Jordan. And then the head coach, who I didn't know much about and then learned more about and winning 3 Geico's national championship. Basically, it's called Chipotle right now. They changed from Geico to Chipotle. So he won 3 of them with, again, former pros. And he told me from day one, like, when I seen Jordan the first 4 minutes, I knew what I had. Like, I knew what I was recruiting. He said Jordan can have a bad game. I knew what I was recruiting. Like, the things he does, like, is special. And so he just want to continue to sharpen them skills for Jordan. And he spoke about how, the head coach, or our staff has done a good job to develop Jordan, to this point, but he just want to kind of take him to another level. And so, again, they have a $3.5 million facility that they're building right now to be open in September. So they got the brand new gym. So Jordan's able to play on be one of the first ever to play on their new gym. And so it's a lot of history in Link, though. There's a lot of history in Link. And as they took us down the tour and stuff like that, I mean, you just see pros after pros after pros after pros after pros. And, if you're trying to have that dream of going to that next level, again, everybody don't need to do it. Everybody don't have to do it. But some people, that's their journey. So with Jordan, he fell in love day one. I mean, he had so many prep schools, reaching out. But again, he felt like home, and then they do a really good job with they have a religious base kind of at Link, so it's kind of like religious base and stuff. So everybody can't come to Link. Everybody may want to come to Link, but everybody can't come. And if your grades ain't right, they might turn you away, And so luckily, Jordan being a 4.0 student, kind of lets him come right in, right? And so I just the setup they showed me and Jordan's mom for where they have Jordan on the plan for Jordan, I thought was tremendous. And Mike and the coach Mike Peck and LaFonso Ellis, who his dad, like they said like we got a great game plan for Jordan and for this team and what they want to do this season. And Coach Mike Peck, like, it just made me feel more comfortable. I mean, he almost cried, but cried on the, as we said, he was going to commit. He was, because he just said like the things that he wants to do for Jordan, because you can see he's that talented. So that's kind of made it easy for us to kind of, make our decision.
You
So
guys
yeah,
took
Mr.
one.
Monroe.
You guys took one visit, right? When you guys went out to the Nike Top 100.
Yeah, we took a visit. Yep, yep.
Is that the only visit you guys took?
Yeah.
No, we took other ones. We took other ones, but I mean, like I told him, me and his mom, we running around like crazy all year, and any other parent whose child's playing at Nike, they got us on a million different states, and and with Jordan's schedule, like he barely has a break. So we was at 1 week. In 1 week, we was like New York for 3 days or 4 days, right into Vegas,
Vegas.
straight from Vegas to L.A. LA for like days, come out, come back, right into Nike or to high school, from high school right back into Nike. So us as a trial, it's so much. So getting extra, you know what I mean? Tours, it can be a lot for a person, let alone Jordan, who's the athlete. So we always want to, make sure his mental focus is strong and he's ready to go in any situation. But we didn't want to run around like a chicken with our head cut off, because sometimes that's where it can feel like, for individuals. So that's kind of how it was for real.
Jordan, you're about to practice every day against some of the best players in America. How does that excite you?
It excites me because at the end of the day, I have no other choice but to just get better from it. I'm gonna have some days where I'm dominating them. They're gonna have some days where they're dominating me, baby. But at the end of the day, we're gonna both be there to compete against each other, so we can make sure that we helping each other get better.
You'll be leaving family, friends, man, everything you've known. What's going to be the toughest adjustment for you?
Probably I'll say being as like far away from family. Probably I'm a big family guy, but as a lot of people in my family say, we love you, and if other people love you, they're gonna be where you at the end of the day. So I know I got the support behind me.
Carlos, as a father, what's going to be the hardest part for you?
Man, you talking about a kid that I'm with almost every day. I mean, a lot of my life, of course, as I said, sacrifice things that we do as parents. We sacrifice for the one, our children. Just is that everyday grind that we put in. But like I told him, me and his mom, we planted the seeds in him that he needs, and God has planted the seeds in him that he needs to prosper in life. Um, whether it's here at home or away, um, we're going to support him. We're going to miss him every minute of the day. He knows I'm a plane right away. Before he called me, I'm already probably on my way. But I think for a father, I think this is a great opportunity for me and him. Just and people watch us during this year's season. Again, for any player, Jordan is a player. I'm a coach, right? I'm not his dad's son, not when we in between them lines. Again, because I'm a coach, so I treated him like a player. And so sometimes people that back and forth with us of wanting to win, they be like, "Oh my goodness," right? But like for us, is we good. You know what I mean? And so watching him spread his wings and fly, I'm so excited to see. I told him the other day when we was on vacation, I'm so proud of him and where he's come as a young man and the challenge he put on himself, but also the challenge of stepping up, dealing with me. I'm not easy you know what I mean. But he knows I want the best for him, and so as a father, it's just going to be, it's going to be some days, right? But I know he's good. I'm anxious to see his growth in this year, and actually, me and Coach Hayworth was talking about it yesterday of we're excited to see his growth because again, although he's leaving Mel sent home for him, and all the people at Mel, even like we was getting work in, today, and the Coach Cap, the principal, stopped in. And he's like, it's we're so excited for you, and you need anything, you call us. Don't hesitate. Like this is home, and so having a support like that behind you says a lot. Sometimes coaches could be mad, cause like, they can take any kind of way and print, because people they love on you. Louisville's big. Like we love on you. When we love on you, we love on you. We love you hard now, good and bad. But the support behind Louisville Male was dope, and so I think that made it even easier for Jordan to kind of make his decision.
How important is trust when you're sending, Jordan like that far away? You've never been that far apart, really.
Yeah, I think it's big. I think it's big for any parent, and each parent wants to see because it's a trial and error, right? It's a trial and error. I was telling somebody it's better to say you tried it and it failed, even if Jordan doesn't have the excitement season that we expect or one people expect. I'm cool with the decision because at least we said we done it, right? And so I know what Jordan's goals is, and I know the work he's put in. Jordan's gonna be just fine. He's gonna be just fine. He can compete against the best. I think he belongs with the best, and he's gonna show the world that he's ready for this opportunity. So trust is huge. I mean, you gotta, but I mean, the coaches made it. They ensure me. They've sent me plans. They sent me things for Jordan that they like. Pops, we got you. You know what I mean? We got you. So that made it feel even easier again because like I said, I'm everything. I wear so many hats. So I think that's why my brain can't turn off sometimes. I'm wearing so many hats, right? So now my brain gets to chill a little bit, and you know that's kind of where it's at.
Jordan, what do you think you'll miss most about Kentucky, most about Louisville,
About Louisville, I say
or
the food.
Kentucky in general? You say food.
Yeah, the food.
Every player wants to improve. Where has your game taken the biggest jump over the last year?
I say my confidence. That's probably the biggest jump. I feel like nobody in the nation, U.S., can guard me. So I feel like I belong with the best, and I continue to prove it every time I go out there and play. So I feel like my confidence is definitely the thing that has grown the most.
Yeah, I do have to say, man, I've had you one in the state for a while, and no matter where you go across the U.S., dude, wherever you pick up a basketball, you're consistent and you always produce. Like it doesn't matter where you go. Pangos, EYBL, you went up to Made Hoops, you went to, like wherever you go, like you're always being consistent. You produce, you don't give excuses, and you don't back down from nobody that steps across from you. So I do have to give you those props, man, those flowers for that. What's the
Appreciate it.
biggest? What's the biggest area you're attacking every day?
Probably my body. I'll say my body, making sure my body's right to top shape.
So what's college coaches, the guys hitting you up? What are they constantly telling you they like about your game?
I say my IQ and how versatile I am, how I can do everything on the court. So they really like that because plenty of people in the nation can score, but if you're able to score, play defense and rebound, then you can be ready to step on the court right away in college. But and they also say that in my mentality, they say I'm a dog on the court. So
How's that injury? Like, how's that toe? Is it healing up or?
yeah, it's healing up slowly, slowly. Still fat right now, but
Oh no, Carlos. You watched Jordan grow like from a little kid to one of the country's top players. What growth makes you the proudest? Like not
Uh,
basketball as a young man.
I think what makes me the proudest as a father, I was talking about it earlier today, uh, the fact he gave his life to the Lord. Like that's big for me. Um, I mean, we could talk about accolades, we can talk about grades, we can talk about all that. Like, but the fact that he constantly gave his life to the Lord and walk as a Christian daily, I'm huge on that. Because at the end of the day, without God, you ain't got nothing. So I think to me that'd be the biggest thing, and just being his father. Like, I mean, I had him when I was in college. I was an athlete, a dad. Like, a lot of people don't know this, but watching him, I mean, he came to my games all the time, and then again, chasing a professional, career and stuff like that. Like, Jordan had a basketball in his hand since he was born. Actually, the nurse was like, "You can't put that in there because he might suffocate." And I'm like, "Well, what's going in there?" Like, taking the pictures with it, like. And so when he decided, a lot of people don't know he's a baseball player. So he naturally was like I said, really talented at baseball. And basketball, he was good too. But I mean, baseball, he was doing some stuff. And when he told me he just wanted to, focus on basketball, I'm like, you sure? Because if we do. And so when he committed to that, I was talking to one of my former athletes that I trained a lot, Shelby Calhoun. And when I was just talking to her, and she was like, "Man, I came back from college." She's like, "Watching Jordan has been crazy." She's like, "He's the kid that was running around when we was training." I'm like, "Yeah." And so he's watched a lot of talented young ladies who I got to give my hats out to for the Global Elite Training Team. Like, I trained them a lot. Like, he was so hesitant about the process, and that was me and dad and sons, right? And then he fell in love with the process, and he committed to it. And so to me, uh, sitting him on his call, like, that makes me most proud of him to take on the challenge. And I told him, sky's the limit. You keep God first and you work hard, a lot of great things can happen for you. So I got to give him his flowers and his kudos. And listen, basketball is gonna go for so long, and then it's gonna die. It's gonna go flat. So you got to be a great person and a great person in the community and more. And I think with that, life can be good for you. So um, that's pretty much it.
What makes Jordan different from other talented players?
I think a lot of people talk about his scoring. I mean, he can score with the best and in waves, but I think a lot of people miss or undervalue his passing ability. I mean, he's a really, really good passer with really good IQ. I think in Augusta Live, he averaged 6 assists a game in Augusta Live. I mean, one game he had 12 assists. Um, he can, because people look at his score and say, well, he's a naturally a shooting guard. And again, the game he had 41 points against Ballard, his last game. I think our coaching staff, we was limited. We had some of our top guys getting foul trouble early, and me and Coach Hayworth been talking about him playing a point guard so for some time. I know we had a really good guard in Cornelius, and he was a senior, so he was an actual, he was a point for his position. So we always wanted to help him get some shine and get recruited by some schools. So we was stuck in a hard place, and in that Ballard game, we was like, we got to put Jordan at the point, and then you see what happened. Like, he exploded, right? And so Jordan at the point, man. I mean, he does so many really good things. He gets his teammates open. He finds his teammates. If you got a really good big, he can hit him with the pick and roll. He can find guys in the corner, and then also be able to get his own. So for me, like, I think people undervalue his ability to pass. Like, I mean, he has a really good. I think he really learned that from me too. I mean, he won't say it, but but no, his ability to pass, I mean, is tremendous for sure. So that's what I said, man. I mean, um, Actually, I give you another one. He was at Paul Bencardi's camp, and Paul Bencardi, great guy, I mean, great scout out here. And the All Star game, they put him at the point again, and he had a really good team. At Trey Hilrich, another Louisville male, top talent, and some other top talent like was it what's his name? Committed to Michigan. You know what I'm talking about.
Lincoln.
Lincoln, yes, Lincoln Kaiser. So
Yeah.
in Michigan, he got Lincoln on his team, and Jordan's out there just facilitating, boom, and he did so well, not only scoring but facilitating. He got MVP with DJ Okoth. I think Okoth is his name. Okoth. He top talent in the 2028. Like him got that co MVP of the camp, and so that's why I tell a lot of people, man. You know, you look at his scoring ability, but I'm telling you, man, the kid he makes his teammates better. You know, especially at that PG spot, but again, you know, he's versatile and he goes where the coach needs him and he does what the coach asks of him. So that's Jordan that can play D.
Jordan, this summer with Indy Heat, man, you played against the top guys in the EYBL, every weekend. What did you prove to yourself?
Can you re-ask that?
You were with Indy Heat this summer, man. You played up against the best guys every weekend. What did you prove to yourself?
Um, I want to say I really proved to myself anything because I always knew that I belong up there with the top guys in the country. So I want to say I really proved anything to myself. I say I more reassured myself.
Was there one game when you thought I belong with anybody?
I've been thinking that since I was born, to be honest. So nah,
Well, how much does your play from this summer? How much confidence does that give you entering Link Academy?
it gives me a lot of confidence because a lot of players I'm playing against, they all going to prep schools too. So we all gonna have to see each other again. They gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep working. So it's gonna be good. I got confidence. I got another point guard with me, Amarion Smith. I'm pretty sure that's his name. That's I'm cool friends with him. So I'm ready.
What's one lesson you'll carry from the EYBL into this season?
Can you say that?
What's one lesson you'll carry from the EYBL into Link this season?
I say don't take no opportunities for granted.
Nice. So let's talk about your recruiting. Man, it continues to grow. What's the journey been like for you this summer?
My recruitment journey, it's been good. I mean, tons of colleges have been reaching out, showing interest in me, showing that they want me on their campus. So, these next few years, it's just as they continue to come in, deciphering which one's the best fit for me.
What qualities are you looking for in a future college?
Like I said before, atmosphere, family based, making sure they have a coach that believes in me, has faith in me, is going to help me grow, but then also be on me when I'm messing up. Also, a community that's behind the team, so I know a community has faith in me.
What about NBA preparation?
I'm gonna continue to work out, with pros and stuff. My agent, or I have my agency, they got tons of pros, flying me out there to LA to work with the best of the best, get the little skills and little details that not everybody gets at that level.
Carlos, recruiting can be overwhelming. How have you helped Jordan stay grounded?
Um, Tell him he can always get better. Because you can always get better. You know, never be satisfied, never be too low. Because when you're too low, something greater come. When you're too high, something else will come. All right. So just stay humble. Stay humble and hungry. That's kind of our slogan. He has a village around him that kind of keeps him humble. A lot of times. And so for him, I mean, Jordan's a humble kid. I mean, I know he's talking like this now, but it's times we go in places and people will be like, he be off in the cut. You know what I mean? It's just that's who he is. So I mean, dinner recruitment, I mean, it's a lot. You got coaches calling all the time, you got, this person, that person. So I kind of try to take the brunt of that so he can just kind of focus on basketball. Um Again, just because, I just want him to focus on basketball. Let his team, orchestrate kind of things for him that he can just, focus. A lot of time, and it's tough because a lot. I mean, you look at the AJ DeVances, the Darren Petersons, the Cam Boozers, the Caleb Wilson. I mean, if you think about it, out of the top 11, I want to say picks this year, they fathers or they had a team around them that kind of took that load off of them, so they can kind of focus on being the best version of themselves. And so sometimes as a kid, I get it. They want to be, hey, I want it, and it's like that's cool, but it can become very, very overwhelming. And so, and I think the coaches, the college coaches, have done a good job of being respectful for his time as well. To not bombard him or overload him with calls and stuff like that. But I mean, it's although it's a lot, it's a blessing as well. So I kind of, tell him that and remember that daily. But I mean, that I kind of just carry the load for him. And again, things he needs to do, he's gonna do and take care of, and then, let me be stressed. Let me be stressed. So,
What's one things parents should know about today's recruiting landscape?
ah, get thorough information. Although we all are excited to get opportunities and we all are excited to get our kids to a certain destination that we want for them for their hard work, do your thorough research. You have to do thorough research, and everybody who comes to you, they do mean well a lot, but there's also a lot of sometimes confusion and cluster that can confuse a kid and confuse parents. So, I mean, I'm big on too letting God take the wheel. I'm big on that because I think at the ultimate day, He's got the ultimate decision, and neither no man or I can stop that, or a parent can stop what's going to happen for your child. But again, get the information, get a team around you, and then when it comes to your circle. Nike gave us at the top 100. They had to sit down with their parents, and I never forget what they said. They said if your child's circle is growing bigger, then you're doing something wrong. If it's growing bigger, you're doing something wrong. So, that really sat in with me. Just because again, you have so many people that, again, they mean well a lot of times, but it can clutter and confusion a lot of parents and kids, right? And so it's just, try to trust in your gut, and what you feel is what you feel. You know what I mean? So I'm big on that with a person, but make it make sense. Anything you decide to do, make it make sense. And that's why I told Jordan before he made this move, like, it's got to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, then we're not doing it. Just because, although I want him to be the best version of himself too, again, a lot of people can get lost in this journey. So,
How hard is it for you guys to ignore like social media opinions, or how important is it to like ignore social media opinions?
Jordan, I'll let you go ahead.
I mean, it's not too hard for me. I don't really see a lot of it, so I ain't gonna say why, but it's not too hard for me. If it do come along, I mean, I just kind of ignore it because at the end of the day, I know whatever's being said out there. If you doing something right when a lot of people's hating, so I just kind of stay in my lane and focus on the main goal.
Yeah,
That's
and
you, Carlos.
yeah, being an athlete before, being a father and going through this journey, I've I heard all the hate. You know what I mean? When you're doing great, they're gonna hate on you. When you're doing bad, they're gonna hate on you. Regardless, somebody's gonna have an opinion. You're gonna have a lot of people that love you. You're gonna have a lot of people that hate you. At the end of the day, they're just opinions. I tell Jordan, keep the main thing the main thing. Take care of business. If you're not doing something right, they ain't gonna talk about you. If you are doing something right, they're gonna talk about you. It can be praises. It can be no praises. But again, social media is social media, right? And we just kind of focus on keeping tunnel vision, keeping our blinders on tunnel vision. And like I told him, just staying in gym and work, staying in gym and work. You look up, God's gonna do some great things for you. Again, all parents or all people have, opinions about how people should parent. People got our opinions how people should coach. People all have opinions how you should train, right? Um, just keep working. That's the main thing. But we try to ignore all the chatter and stuff like that. And like I told you, let your game do the talking. Let your game do the talking. Brunson, I love what Brunson did this season with Knicks. I mean, how many people told him he would never win a championship? And then what do you know? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's all someone's opinion. And a lot of times when people, I feel like when people have a hard time achieving something or don't know what it's, you know what I mean? They gonna say what they feel, how they feel it if they don't know. So I use this slogan: you can't be mad at somebody that don't know. They just don't know, right? So like, don't get caught up in all that. Don't get caught up in it. They just don't know. It's okay, right? But let's continue to stay focused and stay the course. When you start worrying about all the other stuff, you get caught up on weeds, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, Jordan, man, you've accomplished a lot already. You're ESPN four-star, nationally ranked 45 by ESPN in the nation. You're on the Nike YBL, now Link Academy. I know you're just getting started. What motivates you every single day now?
Motivates me, like I said before. I feel like my city motivates me. My surroundings. Just a lot of kids from Louisville, Kentucky don't get the opportunity that I'm getting right now. So at the end of the day, it's just bigger than me, and I know a lot of kids out there look up to me and they want to be like me. So me just setting the everyday example of, you know, they could be them too. Making sure it's not a false dream and it can actually be someone's reality.
When you walk into Link Academy this fall, I think it's in September, what are your biggest goals? Do you want to win a national championship, McDonald's All American, earn USA basketball opportunities, or like be one of the top guards in America?
Pretty much everything you said, but the main goal for me that I want is winning a national championship. Ever since I went to Chipotle Nationals, that's always been a goal of mine. Wanting to be on that stage and playing in that game when you have college coaches, NBA scouts, everybody at those games, and I want to continue to help boost my recruiting. College coaches continue to get offers and continue to grow as a player and a man.
What parts of your game do you want people talking about after this season?
Um, I'll say how my part of my games. I say how I'm a good leader, and a good teammate. I bring out the best of everybody. So
Where do you want your recruitment to be 1 year from today?
1 year from today, I want to be hopefully deciding on a college. So I don't gotta worry about it.
So you trying to make that decision before your senior year?
I feel like that's when I would want to make it so I can have my stress free senior year.
If we're sitting here next summer, what would make you say I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish?
To be honest, if I get a full 4 years out of college, to be honest, that's the most important thing.
Long term, what's the dream? NBA, college degree, Olympics, playing professionally somewhere else?
My dreams NBA. Hopefully, being selected for the Olympic team. But I want to still make sure I go and get my degree and stuff because that can open more opportunities for me when basketball is not, when the basketball stops bouncing.
Carlos, when Jordan tells you his goals, what are your goals for him?
The same ones. He said it when he was in kindergarten. I never forget. We He was chosen in a magazine. I think third, fifth grade, fourth grade, something like that. And his goals was the NBA. I am on NBA, man. And I'm like, son, I had it. We all had them dreams as athletes. Like we all want to go to the NBA, right? And so, like I told him, it's going to be a journey. But if he don't go NBA, I'm just as proud. I'm just as proud. If he stopped today playing, I'm just as proud as you. Because it is more than life than just the NBA. But the NBA is a very special opportunity for some of them guys who made it, and overseas too. Like I know a lot of people think NBA is the ultimate, and it is now. Don't get it right, but overseas got some good basketball as well. So, like I told him, I'm gonna support him in anything he wants to do. If he wants to start doing badminton, I'm with him. Like we gonna figure that out as well. So, but his goals, whatever his goals are my goals, and so that's just how I am as a father. I want to support him 110% any way I can, or um, that's just how it is. So, but I mean, I think he can do it. I think he can be, a top pick one day. I think he can make a team or organizations very excited about him. But again, like I told him, it's always bigger than you. It's always bigger than you. He's doing something bigger for kids in Kentucky, not just Louisville, but for Kentucky, to let them know that hey, they can have a shot and opportunity to do something great as well. So um, again, but whatever his goals are, my goals.
Jordan, if basketball disappeared tomorrow, what would success look like?
We can't hear you, Joe. We can't
Can't
hear
hear
you.
you. You on mute?
Ah, my bad. I didn't want no background noise. I was talking, but I'll say it look the same. Basketball don't work out. I just have to go a different route. Probably be an archaeologist. My first dream ever. Dealing with animals and stuff. Not like with like fossils and stuff. Not like dogs. Nah. Um, or probably getting in sales and real estate, something along those lines.
Carlos, what legacy do you hope Jordan leaves wherever he plays?
Um, Legacy that he was a great individual. He was a great individual that helped boosted a lot of people around him to reach their goals as well or dreams. Again, we all want to be, you know, on somebody's wall. I would say I was blessed to be able to be on, any gym that I played at, their wall, or have a chance of, Hall of Fame or whatever. Um, but like I told him, his legacy is his legacy. I don't know what that looks like. Only God does, right? But if he keeps putting the hard work in every day, and me and his mom preach that, then I think that he can do some great things with himself, for himself, and for the future. His future family as well. But legacy is big. I mean, that's all you got at the end of the day. When we all go to the ground and they do the dash, born here, born there. What's your legacy? Like, what would they say about you? Were you a great person or a bad person? At the end of the day, a lot of people talk about my accolades as a basketball player, but I think they talk about how great as a person I am more than they do that. So, and I've accomplished a lot. And so, a lot of other former, athletes say the same thing. Being a good person at the end of the day is going to take you a lot further. So that's why I mean his family and his village kind of hone in on just being great people.
Jordan, today's game with the NIL, how important is building your personal brand?
I'll say it's very important because that's how people see you. If businesses and like colleges, I want to put so much money in you, they got to make sure that they're getting a good kid and someone that can represent their college well or their brand well. And they got to make sure that you're someone that people on the outside, your community, is going to gravitate to.
How important is it not to chase money but chase development?
That's very important because sometimes you can chase money and end up in a worse situation than say if you was getting less money. At the end of the day, I feel like money is it's real now. So, they're giving it out, but you got to also make sure you're going into the right situation.
Right fit, right?
hmm
You believe the right basketball situation creates better opportunities in the long run?
For sure, because I feel like that helps you I mean, you can get money in the long run. The money's gonna always be there, and I like to say, son, with me believing God and all that, that money is the root of all evil. I don't know, J. Cole line, by the way. Money's the root of all evil. So I feel like money's cool, but like you getting better and you growing and in the right situation is more important.
Let's have a little rapid fire before we close out, fellas. Jordan, your favorite NBA player,
LeBron,
college player,
uh, right now or past?
right now. Let's go with right now.
JJ Andrews,
Favorite shoe,
Jordans.
gym.
No Kobe's.
Favorite shoe? He didn't say basketball. Lifestyle Jordans. Favorite gym? Male high school.
Favorite artist,
ESTG.
favorite meal before game,
Uh, Fazoli's baked spaghetti, extra cheese with the breadsticks.
best player you've ever faced.
Best player? Probably Trent Noah. I give it to Trent Noah.
Your dream college matchup.
Actually, no. I give it to Cam Boozer. Cam Boozer.
What's
My
your dream
dream
college matchup?
LeBron college. Oh,
Yeah.
um, I feel like I don't know who's gonna be there, but I want to play against Duke. At, unless I go to Duke, I want to play. I want to be at Duke playing at Cameron Indoor.
So, what's your thoughts on LeBron to the Sixers?
I'm going with him. I mean, it ain't changed my thoughts.
Oh my gosh.
My
You
suitcase
going
is the
with
same.
him?
My suitcase is already packed.
I feel you.
That's a lot
Uh,
closer than LA too.
favorite thing to do away from basketball?
Probably hang out with friends and family or play the game.
One word describes your game.
Ooh, him, him. Hmm.
Carlos, who's funnier?
He
Me.
knows so.
Me. He gets it from me. So I get mad at him all the time because he's goofy. A lot of people say we need a reality show because of the things that we do on a daily basis and the interactions. But then I look myself in the mirror and say, I mean, he's my son. So literally, he's unique. He's very unique. He's a great kid though. But you always got to be cautious when he's around because he takes the craziest pictures to be funny, and he's a great kid at the end of the day.
Let me know you ever want some pictures, Cody, to post.
You get, yeah, you hit me.
No, no, do not.
Who's more competitive?
Me,
It's equal. Don't do that,
me,
Who's
me,
always late?
Jordan, Jordan.
bro. I'll be
It's
the
Jordan.
first one to the
It's
events.
Jordan because I gotta wait for Jordan. I'm like, Jordan, you making us late, and then I get the blame. So then people be like, ah, oh, I'm like,
I,
you know.
I gotta go with Jordan was on here before you though, so I gotta roll with him right now.
I was
It's
on here actually
crazy.
10 minutes before we was supposed to be on there.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Listen, I was trying to get a meal down, y'all. I ain't ate. It's my first meal for the day
We
at 4:47.
got that food at
So
1 o'clock.
you ain't being
see what I'm
accountable,
saying?
are you?
Hold on. What they say? I got the food at 1 o'clock, right?
He was eating in the
And I
car.
just now eating it. I still ain't ate.
He was
So
eating in the car.
Hearing them excuses. Favorite Jordan basketball memory?
uh Jordan?
Yeah, what's your favorite Jordan basketball memory?
I have to say I ain't gonna embarrass him. I ain't gonna embarrass him like that. But I think the favorite one of mine is it have to be the KOB run. The KOB run this year, man, he went on a tear. He went on a tear. He went on a tear. But the 41-point game against Ballard was pretty impressive as well.
Favorite family tradition?
Jordan
That's
or
me.
me?
Yeah, that's for you. That's for you.
Oh, family tradition. I say going out to eat at the church every day. Always getting some good eats. Texas Roadhouse.
Carlos, one word that describes Jordan.
Him. The
Uh,
truth. I can give you a few.
I think he said Carlos. Um, Determined. Well, actually, you know what? Winner. I say winner. He's a winner.
All right, final question, fellas. We got to get out of here. I'll let each of you answer this. 5 years from now, when people talk about Jordan Mitchell, what do you hope they're saying? Jordan, go first.
I hope they're saying, how much of a role model I am in my community, how much I impacted where I'm from, in the city I'm at, wherever I'm currently at. And also, I'm just a firm believer of Jesus Christ and a good person at the end of the day.
Carlos.
5 years, man. Hopefully, having the ability to live out his dream of playing in the NBA. But again, inspiring more young athletes from Louisville, Kentucky, and around the world, not just Louisville, Kentucky, around the world, to let them know, through hard work and keeping your faith strong, that you can have a chance as well to reach your goals, whatever that may look like for that kid and individual. And then again, of course, being a good, person out in the community as well. Um, but I mean, and he better get that degree. So he better get that for sure. And so, other than that, you know, just enjoying the process. Enjoying the process.
Jordan, Carlos, man, thank you guys so much for joining me this afternoon. This wasn't just a conversation about a transfer. It's about faith, family, development, and man, really to just have the courage to pursue greatness. Really,
Mm.
congratulations again on your move to Link Academy, Jordan. We can't wait to watch your journey there continue. We'll be following every step of the way. To everybody watching, thank you for tuning into Pure Prospects podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the Pure Prospect Substack for exclusive player interviews, recruiting news, evals, rankings, and behind the scenes basketball content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, and help us continue providing exposure for student athletes across Kentucky and beyond. For Jordan Mitchell, Carlos Mitchell, I'm Cody Thomas. We'll see you next time on the Pure Prospects Podcast.
Thanks, Cody.
See you.
See you,
Great
fellas.
prospects. All right.
Yes, sir.